Hey there, welcome to my Dawnlight Palace tour. Just a little background info. My main character is like the head of a criminal organization, so this is kind of her like main palace for meetings and all that kind of thing. Um, this on the load screen always amuses me, like it's the catch the light of the morning, but it's such a dark house. But yeah, okay. So obviously this is a main courtyard. Um, I'm dressed appropriately for the location, but trust it to rain when I get here. Uh, so just to the right of the entrance, I put a couple of carts and tied this for any guests, and then they can kind of like note down their belongings and get them shipped to the guest rooms and all that kind of thing. And of course, got the camel, thematically appropriate. And then if I go down to the pool, I just kind of wanted to make a little bit of a separation with those plant pots and then have, the floating lights to make it look pretty at night. And I really, really love the red guard pillows and mats and stuff, so I laid those out as kind of like a sunbathing area. That gazebo is just like a, curtained, relaxing place. And then here, the second pool, which I really like, I've got a sort of like a food buffet thing. So you can grab the food and then sit by the pool at night. And opposite, there is a stage, which I'll get to in a second, which have performers on, so you can watch the performers whilst you're eating, which I thought would be quite nice. And then if I head this way, again, I wanted to create a kind of half partition with those plant pots and use that statue to light your way. Out here, I created this dock sort of to bring in guests and also potentially for bringing in goods as part of the criminal empire. Because I thought that would be a really nice sort of entrance for guests and really impressive. Now, around the back here, I actually realised that this was part of the grounds of the house when I was previewing it before it was actually released. And I decided that with that gorgeous view of the statue and the harbour over there, I wanted to create a kind of tiny hideaway where you could sit and drink wine and admire the view. I mean, it's not great today because it's quite grey. But yeah, I really, really love this spot because it's really isolated, and most of the people I know who've got this property actually don't know that this is part of the buildable areas. So a couple of people who've come in while I have been sitting there and I haven't been grouped with them, they were just hunting around for me like, where are you? I can see you're in this house, but I have checked everywhere. And then I tell them about that place and they love it. Um, so, okay, heading back in here. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll show you the tower first to just get everything outside out of the way before we go inside. So, I really wanted to get to the top of one of the towers just to get a really nice view because I thought that could be another kind of nice hideaway spot. I'm not sure if I like how this has turned out completely. I mean, it fits with those red guard arches, but I'm not 100% sure. But it looks better than anything else I could think of. So yeah, I've got another like upstairs at the top of the tower, peaceful hideaway thing with a view for miles on the sea. And of course, you can also see the guests coming in at the dock down there as well. So it's kind of it's a nice viewpoint for visitors and checking people out without them hopefully realizing that you're there. I really like to jump off here, but I don't want to chance it and accidentally miss and die and embarrass myself, so I'm just going to go back down the conventional way. I haven't done anything else with the ramparts because I ran out of slots to do anything else, so that's all that I have outside at the minute. So I'm going to head in this way because I kind of intend this as like the main entrance to match with the dock and stuff. So yeah, I really, really wanted to have a grand dining table and a sort of view through to the throne room. So that's there in the middle, which I shall have another look at afterwards. So yeah, I really enjoy building kitchens and making them cozy and filling them with stuff that looks, you know, appropriate. And I have to have the cat because, you know, it's by a warm fire, so of course the cat's there. So yeah, I like recessing kegs into the wall to make it look, you know, more interesting. And then of course I've got the grill and all the food produce and stuff, and then a small table for casual meals or perhaps for any servants that I may have. And then of course you can see on that dining table I've got all the fancy cups and wine bottles and everything. And then here is the study where my character would do business with criminal business partners or, you know, suppliers and that sort of thing. I wanted this kind of be quite imposing, so I used the carpet to kind of divide that up. But yeah, that's just kind of a simple study, so there's not much to show there. I blocked off that door with the curtain and the shelf, which you'll understand why later. Yeah, so this is the main sort of throne room where I thought, I mean, the guests could wait to speak to my character in this area and the matching area on the opposite side of the room. So I've got like cushions and more of these rugs that I love to stack, and then the beautiful floating lights, which, despite me sort of joking about the palace, you know, not really catching the light because it's so dark, it does make the lights inside have a bit more of an impact, which I actually do quite like. So so yeah, so I bought the furnishing pack with those statues and everything in, and decided to use them to make the throne room look a bit more expensive, and I hid that chest behind the throne, like for, you know, extra supply of gold. And then the creepy murmuring target dummy stands up there and defends my throne room. So heading this way, I have a small bar area with that beautiful relaxing fountain, and I kind of got obsessed with making like kind of I guess you would say large planters or something, with those red guard arches, and then I put a sandy coloured stone underneath to make it look like desert sand underneath, and exotic plants, which I am in love with so much. Okay, so I have two small guest rooms in these parts of the balcony, which are just slightly made private with those screens, and also the trees kind of you know, shade you from view from downstairs, but those are quite simple, so I'll just give you a quick look at that. There's one on the opposite side that matches too. I really like this room. I mean, I know I keep saying that, but this is one of my favourite houses. I really enjoyed doing it. So I wanted to have a kind of peaceful library upstairs that's sort of away from all the action downstairs with the trading and the negotiating and the grand dinners and stuff. So I used, I think that's a Breton, the thing that holds barrels, as a sort of hanging seat with one of those beautiful trellises over the top to kind of hide the top. And it's just so relaxing. I would love to have that in real life. It's so pretty. And the bonus is that it's also across from the main bedroom, so you can just wake up in the morning and wander over to the library, which is lovely. So I've just got a little bit of a dressing table thing going on here, and then like a private bathing area and dressing area, perhaps, because the wardrobe's next door. And then I use one of the beds from Bane upside down to make the chandelier thing look a bit grander. And of course the main bed and the Debella book is the one that's on the side table, so take from that what you will. Okay, so just quickly show you the other guest room just so that you've seen everything. It's pretty much just a mirror of the one on the other side, but I got a slightly different view. It's still obscured by the tree a little bit, so you've got some privacy. But yeah, it's you know, quite open. Keep an eye on your guests, make sure they're not stealing anything. Okay, now this will explain why I blocked off the other door. from the dining room. I'm just going to leave and go back in through that door so you get the full effect of what I was intending. So with the Debella pack, I decided to create a very grand back entrance hall, since this wasn't going to be my main entrance really for, you know, most guests. With the huge Debella statue and lots of flowers, and using that as a planter, and then also the two additional ones at the side. So yeah, that's why I blocked off the corridor at the other side, because obviously you can't get through to here, so I didn't want the back end being weird. But yeah, so that's my tour of my Dawnlight. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.